Show you how to use this website called Calligrapher to create your own font. This resource is in our syllabus, so you may have already done this. It's pretty easy to do. There's just some things that I want to point out to you once you use this. So there are other tools out there that will let you create your own font, so you don't have to be restricted to this, but this is what I'm going to use for our demonstration. Now, once you log in, you have the option to create a template. And what this will do is this will let you decide what letters and characters you're going to use. Now, I'll let you know that the free version of this will only let you do 75. So keep that in mind as you're building your fonts, that you can only do 75 characters. So what I did is I created a font, but I generally, when I write, I don't use lowercase. So I just created a font with special characters and all uppercase. So what you can do is you can select your characters and then click download template, and it will create a template for you as a PDF or as an image. And you can decide to put help lines in there, and you can also put the characters in a very light tone in the background if you want to. When you download it, it's going to look something like this. So what I want to point out to you is, let's zoom in here, are the guides specifically. So it's identifying your baseline and the other lines within, like your X line and other lines within the font styles. Be very mindful of the baseline so that you can be consistent with your fonts. And I'll show you here in a minute. Also, it'll help because you can make the fonts be consistent in size with other fonts. So I highly recommend that you follow these templates. I mean, you don't have to trace them, but I'm just use these as a guide so that when you upload this template and you render the fonts, it'll be more consistent for you. Now, you can use these templates however you want. You can do what I did, and I hand wrote all of these characters directly on the paper. You can also take the Ping download and pull it into like Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop and create your fonts digitally through there and then upload them to Calligrapher. Now, what happens is once you're done and you're ready to create your font, click on My Fonts and then Upload Template. You'll choose your file, and then I keep this automatically clean your templates because it will remove any smudges if you're using a pen. If you're doing this from another digital source like Adobe Illustrator or Photoshop, this isn't going to concern you at all. So you upload your template, and then you'll see a preview of the characters that you did. If you have more than 75, it will give you a warning on here, but we don't in this example here. So I realize my handwriting is pretty pitiful, but it gives you an example of what you can do with just your handwriting. And I've always been curious about like what if I converted my handwriting into my own font. So once you have your characters in here, you can delete them if you want. Once you're satisfied, click Build Font. You can name your font, and then what it'll do is it's going to rasterize it for you. And then you actually have a decent looking handwritten font, which once it gets rasterized, like it actually looks pretty decent. And then here are your two font files. You have to download these because it will not save these for you. So once you create that, I I want you to remember, download these font files, because otherwise you have to go through that process all over again, uploading the template and then building the fonts. But that is a quick demonstration of how you can create your own fonts just by using your own handwriting, or you can take these templates and save it as a ping and bring it into Adobe Illustrator and use that instead.